The film begins with 5 college friends, Ash Williams, his girlfriend Linda, his sister Cheryl, and their friends Scott and Shelley, driving to a remote cabin in the woods for a weekend getaway. The journey is dangerous, with strange sounds and an unsettling atmosphere, as they cross a rickety bridge to reach the isolated cabin. Once inside, the group settles in, unaware of the horrors waiting for them. While exploring the basement, Ash and Scott find an old book bound in human flesh and inked in blood, the Necronomicon Ex Mortis, also known as the Book of the Dead. They also find a tape recorder and play the tape, which contains the voice of an archaeologist reading passages from the book. The recording explains that the book is an ancient text that can resurrect demons when spoken aloud. As the tape plays, unseen supernatural forces awaken in the woods. Cheryl, Ash's sister, begins feeling uneasy and wants to leave, sensing something evil in the forest. Later that night, she hears demonic whispers coming from outside and goes into the woods alone to investigate. In a horrifying scene, the trees move and attack her, wrapping their vines around her in a brutal and disturbing manner. She barely escapes back to the cabin, screaming that something in the woods tried to hurt her. Terrified, Cheryl insists that they leave immediately, but Scott refuses. Suddenly, Cheryl's body contorts grotesquely, and she becomes possessed by the demonic force, transforming into a deadite, a reanimated corpse possessed by evil. She attacks the group, stabbing Linda in the ankle with a pencil before Scott locks her in the cellar. From the trapdoor, she snarls and taunts them in a distorted, demonic voice. That night, the evil force moves again, possessing Shelley, Scott's girlfriend. She attacks Scott, and after a violent struggle, he dismembers her with an axe, leaving her bloodied body in pieces. Realizing that the only way to stop the Deadites is to completely destroy their bodies, Scott buries Shelley's remains outside. Scott, in a desperate attempt to escape, runs into the woods but is brutally wounded by the evil force. He staggers back to the cabin, bleeding and barely alive. Meanwhile, Linda, Ash's girlfriend, becomes possessed but, instead of attacking immediately, she laughs maniacally in a disturbing, childlike voice. Her innocent-looking, twisted grin terrifies Ash, making him hesitate to kill her. Ash vs. the Deadites, a fight for survival. Linda suddenly attacks Ash, forcing him to stab her with a dagger. Believing she's dead, Ash carries her outside to bury her, but she resurrects and attacks him again. In self-defense, he decapitates her with a shovel, but her body continues to move. Inside, Scott dies from his wounds, leaving Ash alone. Cheryl escapes from the cellar and attacks Ash. As Cheryl and Scott's corpses attack him, Ash throws the Necronomicon into the fireplace, causing the Deadites to scream in agony. As the book burns, Cheryl and Scott begin to decompose rapidly, their flesh melting in a grotesque display. The evil force retreats, leaving Ash as the sole survivor. Ending, evil never dies. Ash stumbles outside at sunrise, believing the nightmare is over. As he breathes a sigh of relief, the demonic force rushes toward him, crashing through the woods and into the cabin. The film ends abruptly as the screen cuts to black, leaving Ash